So I had a 12-year career in physiotherapy. Having done 12 years in that kind of world, I was kind of ready for a fresh challenge and something new to kind of get my teeth into.
The idea of using the St James's Place Academy is about taking somebody who we believe has the right talents and attitude from a different world, if you like, and bringing them into our world. And the Academy are the tool that we use to help to bring them up to speed and to prepare them really for a different world of employment. In terms of the benefits of taking on newly qualified advisors from outside of the industry, I think as a practice, our policy has always been to recruit really on the basis of their attitude and their integrity, rather than their proven skills or qualifications in a particular area.
First and foremost, it's a family practice, and I think that ethos runs right through Barnes Wealth Management. It was set up by my dad, Nick, about 12 years ago. He's been in financial services for all of my life, I think, but essentially that was a natural kind of pull for me.
Bringing Tom on board as my son is just really a case of the same principles as other advisors, but to a much greater degree. So I have the professional interest in their well-being, but I also have a personal interest in his well-being as well.
Interestingly, my brother made a transition from primary education into financial advice a number of years back, and I saw him go through that journey and the kind of transformation that kind of had for him and in his life. I then went to an open evening about the Academy at Newbury head office with St James's Place, and they talked about how it works, what to expect, and also some qualified graduates' kind of perspectives on what that journey was like for them.
The Academy is primarily focusing on two particular areas. One is to help them to get through the examination process, to get them qualified up to diploma level so that they are legislatively able to give financial advice. The other part of their role is to help to develop the skills that they need to advise in a compliant way.
In terms of how the content was delivered to us on the Academy, it was second to none. I couldn't really fault it. Throughout the Academy, I constantly had a point of reference within the Academy who I could go to with concerns or questions, and there were never any silly questions, which is really important to me. I felt like it was a really safe space to learn. The other piece that came with the Academy, of course, other than the trainers and so on, were the peer support that you had around you. We made really strong connections with other people in our kind of peer group who were going through that same kind of learning journey, linking in with them, talking to each other, being able to kind of revise things together and what have you. And that was really important to have that kind of unity going through it. I think being in an established practice, or coming into an established practice, provided me with the space and time to kind of develop. There's a real togetherness whereby, we work as a team on some cases as and when it's required. So that's been a nice thing to be able to lean into.
You have people around you who know what they're doing. You have a team of people supporting you who know what they're doing. And it's a very lonely world if you're out there on your own trying to do everything yourself. So the advantages are enormous from that perspective. One of the important ways I think in which we have tried to broaden the outlook of our new advisors is for each of them to be given the opportunity to spend some time with a dozen or so of my colleagues from around the country, talking about their businesses, how they establish them, how they operate, some of the challenges that they face, some of the successes that they've achieved. And all of them have found that a really, really beneficial experience.
I think the biggest credit I can give to my transition to this world is that I never get a Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening dread. I don't dread Mondays. In some ways, I don't feel like I'm going to work. I enjoy coming in. I enjoy being on calls, hearing from clients, going to meet new people, building relationships with professionals. It's, I can't speak highly enough of what I'm doing. I do sort of have a sense of pride for having had the conviction to make that step from one career to another. I think I know that in the current world, not many people stay in one role all through their life now. I think the easy option for me would have been status quo and staying in an environment and sector that I knew well, I was established in, I had strong kind of working relationships in, but I felt like I needed a fresh challenge, and I'm glad I took that leap. And, I think it shows that just because you're in your 30s at that point, you're not kind of bound to staying in the industry you're in. If there's a reason or a want or a wish to do something different, it's possible.